Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here on April 12th, hyping up tomorrow night's Monday Night Raw that happened April 13th on the USA Network. Honestly, in my opinion, it's one of the lesser cared about Raws of the year. Honestly, there's a lot of people out there who live in the UK. They're going to be going to these shows in London, and they are a big deal to them. And honestly, if I lived in the UK, it'd be a big deal to me too. You guys are awesome fans. Every year I go to WrestleMania, I'm blown away by the number of you guys that come to WrestleMania, that come to be a part of the whole weekend. Honestly, to me, if WrestleMania, SummerSlam, any of those pay-per-views was to take place over there in the UK, which you guys do deserve a show, I would already be able to say that I'm not going. The price of airfare alone is going to be what kills it for me, and just saying that it's impossible, it's out of reach, I'm not paying that much. And for you guys to be able to do that, you guys are super fans, and you guys do deserve to have Monday Night Raw over there. The only thing that sucks is that basically tomorrow, if you want to watch Monday Night Raw, I live here on the West Coast, at noon, I'm going to have to either put my phone away, not use my iPad. You can't do anything. With the Apple Watch, you can't even look at your watch anymore. Basically, you have to, you try your best to duck and dodge spoilers that come out along the way. Last year, even Monday Night Raw was being spoiled by WWE. I believe it was last year that Ryback did his turn. Maybe it was the year before, where he attacked Cena, and WWE was even tweeting it out on their account. I can't wait for you to watch Monday Night Raw to see this go down. And you were just like, what the hell? I understand if, your wrestling observers, your NoDQ.coms, your PW insiders, this, that, and the other. I understand that they're, trying to get people to their account, and they're trying to get people, filled in on what's going down. But just for WWE to say, this is what's going down with Monday Night Raw, and hopefully you guys will check it out. Honestly, to me, it just makes it one of those Raws that I'm not in a hurry to check it out and be able to see. So I know that there's going to be a lot of surprises that are going down. I know that a lot of people are pumped up and fired up about none other than Finn Balor being on this tour. He had his big, Ireland return. I don't really want to call it a debut because it wasn't on television or pay-per-view or anything like that. It was just at a house show. But there's a lot of people saying that he's going to have his WWE Monday Night Raw debut happening on Monday Night Raw. And honestly, in my opinion, I don't think that's going to be going down. I think that it's a treat that he is going on this tour. Finn Balor is from Ireland. He was a big part of UK wrestling there from 2000 to 2006 before joining the New Japan Dojo, and then going on to finding huge success with the Bullet Club before being signed and brought in as sort of like I don't want to say the savior of NXT, because he was already, striving. It just was like, he was like the exclamation point to say, like, we are signing all of the best known wrestlers in the world to be the future of the WWE. And that's what, Finn is. When he got signed, I think a lot of people said that this is going to be, the first guy brought up from developmental. Everybody else has put on brakes. Since then, we've seen people be brought up, and sort of that rule was sort of pushed back to the background. Neville is having huge success wrestling on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. He did, lose to Seth Rollins, which I think a lot of people took the wrong way. But, he's getting his way there. Honestly, in my opinion, when Finn Balor does debut for the WWE, I do believe it is going to be some sort of a pay-per-view debut, much like Kurt Angle at Survivor Series 1999, when I think he had wrestled some dark matches along the way, and he'd been a part of an angle on Saturday Night Heat, or it was Sunday Night Heat, I apologize, but it wasn't even a part of his character, it wasn't even a part of his angle. It was so far before his real debut with the company, when he had the sort of a scuffle with Tiger Ali Singh. I don't even think they might have told you it was Kurt Angle that was involved in that, but I think that it's going to be something like that, where basically it's just put up as a match. Finn Balor going up against, I don't know if they're going to put him up against somebody like Neville, they're going to keep them separated, or if he's just going to go up against a guy like Tyson Kidd, a wrestler that's on the card, that people know who he is. They know he's a good wrestler. He doesn't get a lot of wins in singles competition, but, you know, it's a guy that you know can go and he can have a good match. And so when he hits the ground, he can hit the ground running and, you know, build some momentum on where he's building to. Of course, you know, when Neville came and made his Raw debut, it was against Curtis Axel, a really good wrestler that doesn't get a lot of wins. I think that he does have support, and I think he does have respect from a lot of real wrestling fans that know that, you know, he can't put on a good match. Just WWE hasn't built a good character around this guy. But I think that, you know, much like with Survivor Series 1999, with Kurt Angle's debut, I think that Finn's debut is going to be a lot like that. Basically, where it's hyped through vignettes. It's hyped as if you want to see it, you have to get the WWE Network. You have to get Survivor Series 2015. You have to make sure you're watching this show, and Finn will go out there and have a match. I don't think he's just going to be a surprise guy on Monday Night Raw. This guy is carrying himself a lot of, you know, talk about how good this guy is. People are learning about him. People are tuning in to NXT just to see this guy wrestle, knowing, you know, what he is and where he's been and what he's worth. Every single person that I talk to about wrestling, I'm telling them, you have to tune in to NXT. You have to see these guys like Balor. You have to see Neville. You have to see Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. You have to say Hideo Itami. There's so many guys down there that are going to be the future of the competition. It's not just about Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, John Cena. There's a good crop of guys, and that's what's coming up. But I don't see the debut coming from Finn Balor tomorrow. I know that it is out there. He did the whole thing with him and Sheamus in Ireland, but I just don't see him being a part of Monday Night Raw on Monday tomorrow.